And we are set to get it underway from Memorial Coliseum in Portland. As you saw, Dallas came back to beat Miami in that game, so Dallas now 2 full games ahead of the Portland Trail Blazers, and they need a win tonight to stay within a game and a half of the number 8 spot in the playoff race in the Western Conference.
Coming into this season series, the Trailblazers have been able to dominate the Phoenix Suns in Memorial Coliseum. They won 17 straight, so they feel very confident about their chances of beating this team, but it's going to be a high-scoring contest, and the key to controlling Phoenix is controlling Kevin Johnson. If you can keep him under control, then you have a chance of shutting down their attack, because he's the guy that's going to distribute the ball to the people in areas where they'll do the most damage.
Even though Phoenix didn't beat the Lakers in Los Angeles, they were unable to control Kevin Johnson. He had 30 points and 21 assists in that game, and Portland will have the chance to score first here tonight. Porter working against Johnson.
Now, what Portland did against the Miami Heat was use Clyde Drexler on the box to be the passer, and they start that way tonight.
Duckworth getting the first 2 of the night. Phoenix bringing the ball down. Kevin Johnson picked up by Porter. Chambers, the leading scorer on the Phoenix team. Hornacek, who has played extremely well for the Suns this year. He shot the ball very well. He's averaging 13 points a game.
The thing with Hornacek is you don't want to get him started offensively, because that's when he starts looking at the basket a lot, and he can be very accurate from the perimeter.
Kersey from right of the circle. His first 2 of the night. Portland up by 2 within the first minute of the game. Kevin Johnson averaging 12 assists, nearly 19 points a game for this Phoenix Suns team. Hornacek open from the top of the circle, hits another one. We're tied at 4.
The game against the Lakers, he was 12 of 19, so he's coming in feeling that his shot is on. Drexler misses.
And Johnson controls for the Suns. Johnson into the lane. Puts it off the glass, won't go for him, but he will go to the free throw line. Drexler committing his first. Now, Portland's going to have to be careful tonight with their starting guards, Drexler and Porter. They're a little thin in the guard spot tonight. Jerry Sichting went on the injured list today. He's got a bad foot. Danny Young is out with a broken wrist. Brooks Steppe really the only player to play behind both Drexler and Porter tonight. And there you see Brook, who was just signed to a 10-day contract by this Portland team.
Well, they're talking about at the point where the weakness is, and so that means that Drexler may have to come over and handle the ball some along with Brooks Steppe. But Kevin Johnson is perhaps the best in the league right now off the dribble and penetration.
Just before tonight's game, Quentin Wheeler was signed by the Trailblazers from the CBA Rapid City team, but he will not dress for tonight's game. Porter off the glass. Wouldn't go. Rebound comes off the floor, controlled by Phoenix. Here's the Suns break. It'll go the other way. Hornacek commits his first.
These are the kind of situations where coaches die because you've got a 3-on-2, you've got numbers, and the player in the middle goes the wrong way, ends up taking that chance away from them.
Caldwell Jones. Been in this league for 16 years. Kersey again from the top of the circle. Couldn't get it to fall this time. Duckworth controls for the Blazers. Kicks it back outside. Another miss, and the rebound pulled away again by Johnson. Off to Gilliam. Armand Gilliam through the lane. Wouldn't go for him. Blazers control. Very quick tempo played by both teams. Nice pass, Kersey to Drexler. And we are tied at 6 with 9:20 remaining in the opening quarter.
Both teams want it up and down. Drexler steal.
The Blazers break with Drexler going coast to coast. He has 4, and Portland leads it by 2.
Well, that's what happens when you don't stop the guy in the middle and he can play above the basket. It can hurt your feelings along with your pride.
Johnson over to Hornacek, who's hit his first couple of shots tonight. Gilliam wouldn't go for him. Jones the rebound, off to Drexler.
In all of the games that So the Suns have had some good success against Portland. Gilliam has gotten quick starts, and if they can control him, that's another element they don't have to worry about.
Johnson had the ball blocked by Jones. And it comes right back to the Portland Trailblazers. Kevin Duckworth trying to get around Chambers, puts the shot up over him and hits it. Duckworth with 4. And it's a 4-point lead for the Blazers with just over 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. You're right about Gilliam. He had a 41-point game against Portland earlier this year. That's his career high. Another Phoenix turnover. Kersey. Jerome Kersey has 4. It's a 6-point lead, 12-6. 4 Phoenix turnovers, and they don't turn the ball over that much. Cotton Fitzsimmons saying before the game tonight, one thing we've really cut down on this year is turnovers. Well, they haven't cut down on those turnovers tonight. And a timeout has been called with 7:53 remaining in the first quarter. It's a 20-second timeout. Phoenix down by 6 points with those 4 turnovers.
Well, Cotton is telling his players right now, make the simple play. Don't surprise your teammates and make the obvious play until you get into some sort of rhythm. Portland right now is doing a good job of being aware of where the ball is, where people are, getting in the passing lane, and when Portland can get in those situations, that's where they're most dangerous.
12-6, the Blazers lead it. You see what Phoenix has done so far this year. Last year at this time, they had only 17 wins after their first 53 games.
They don't even want to talk about last year. I mean, it was a real nightmare for them.
Just a remarkable about-face by this Suns team with a lot of new people.
And they're showing trap. Hornacek still shooting true. He's 3 for 3.
Hornacek with 6. It's a 12-8 lead for the Blazers. Drexler puts it up over Hornacek. That wouldn't go for him. Rebound comes off the floor, picked up out near midcourt by Hornacek. In it comes to Corbin, and Corbin amidst all that traffic traveled.
Took a tough try. There was almost a 3-on-1 situation after he went for the penetration. Drexler hustling back, hovered above him, made it a tough try, and he ends up traveling with the ball.
And there was turnover number 5 for the Phoenix Suns, who are trailing by 4 with about 7:15 to go in the opening quarter.
They've got Neely in the ball game to try to use a little bit more muscle against Duckworth. He doesn't get that one done.
Chambers hasn't been heard from yet tonight.
When Portland was struggling in the pass, it was at the point of attack. They really weren't pressuring the ball handler. They've been able to do a better job. Phoenix against the shot clock.
And Chambers couldn't get it to fall. Another Portland rebound. Drexler to Porter. Porter pops from 15. Barry Porter's first 2 of the night. The lead back up to 6 for the Blazers. You see the time remaining in the first quarter. Chambers over Kersey. He hasn't been able to find his touch yet, and Portland getting just about every rebound. Kersey took it from Drexler. Kersey has 6. And the Portland lead now an 8-point lead with just over 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Well, Portland's best passer in the middle is Drexler, and he always finds a guy where he can do something with it. That last pass to Kersey was a nice example.
Hornacek has been about the only player to get anything going offensively for Phoenix so far. Couldn't get that one to fall. And it comes back the other way. Duckworth almost lost it. Now he does. And the loose ball picked up by Kevin Johnson. Johnson speeds past Kersey, but it's blocked by Caldwell Jones. Duckworth over Chambers for 2 more. Duckworth has 6. And it's a 10-point lead. Timeout has been taken by the Phoenix Suns. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. It's been all Portland to this point.
Well, we're here at the Coliseum, and the Portland Trailblazers have taken a commanding lead. And Cotton Simmons right now, Pete, is talking to his team about defense as well as their offensive production. The Trailblazers have a 10-0 advantage in fast break points, and he's got to talk to his team about getting back and shutting them down. We'll take a look at this trade last year that was made, and it's turned out to be a wonder for both teams. But at the time, a lot of people felt that the Cleveland Cavaliers had the best of the deal because Nance was a proven player, but Kevin Johnson has come on, and Weston Corbett have done a nice job of filling roles for the Phoenix Suns.
Cotton Fitzsimmons saying before the game tonight, it's the perfect trade. Both teams got one notch above where they thought they'd be because of the players they got in the trade. You see how hot Portland has been shooting and how poorly Phoenix has been shooting early.
Well, layups will get you that percentage. You know, that's why we've always been talking about that paint.
Chambers trying to warm up, and there's his first two of the night. 18-10, an 8-point Portland lead with just over 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Porter works against Johnson.
They're looking for Drexler. It was a tough pass, and so, you know, they had the defense set up, but they find Caldwell Jones and missed it.
Missed the slam. The rebound comes off to Phoenix. Hornacek to Corbin. Corbin to Kevin Johnson. He lost the ball. It goes out of bounds. Another Phoenix turnover. No. Jack Madden overruling the initial call.
In Caldwell's case, we'll credit that to age.
It'll be inbounded by Corbin. Gets it into Johnson. Hornacek. Chambers over Jones.
Chambers can, you know, be very effective from out there, but when a team is struggling, that's where you'd like to see the shot come from the perimeter.
Portland up by 6. Drexler tries to get him 2. Can't. Another rebound for Kevin Johnson. He's picked off several rebounds in the early going. Johnson will fire it up from 20. In and out. Chambers follows and hits. Chambers with a quick 6 points since the timeout. It's a 4-point game. 18-14 Portland with 4:20 remaining first quarter. Drexler for 2 more.
That pass wasn't for Drexler. It was supposed to be for Caldwell Jones. Unfortunately, Drexler makes a cut.
Kevin Johnson quickly back the other way. Missed the jumper. The ball is loose as Corbin steals off the glass. 2 points for Ty Corbin. His first 2 of the night. It's a 4-point game. So since the timeout, the Suns getting back into this one. They were down by 10 when time was called. A loose ball foul called by Jack Madden. Called against Drexler. That's 2 against the Blazers. They both again against Clyde Drexler. Richard Anderson checks into the lineup for the Blazers. Caldwell Jones will sit down. And Phoenix can now pull to within 2. Kevin Johnson goes through the lane. The basket is good, and he'll go to the line. First called against Kevin Duckworth.
Johnson is just terrific off the dribble, and he does a good job of staying low, and just when you think you've got it under control, he's got the extra little quick step, burst right into the lane, gets a chance for a 3-point play.
Phoenix on a 10-2 run. Kevin Johnson will have a chance for his 5th point after the timeout, which has been called by Portland with 3:29 remaining in the opening quarter. And the Blazers lead.
And he was denied, but that's the value of having someone that can throw him back the other way.
Every Phoenix fan watching says, sure, that was a foul. Every Portland fan watching said, no. Kevin Johnson.
Well, trouble is back in the ball game, and it comes in a package of Kevin Johnson.
Chambers working against Kersey. And there's the second illegal D called against Portland, so it's a technical foul. Greg Adelman.
Everybody's looking around saying, who's it on? Who's it on? It turned out to be it's on Drexler.
They both been on Drexler. Kevin Johnson will shoot the tee. He has 9 points in the ball game. Second year from California, and what a player he's turned out to be for Phoenix. And he missed it. He's an 88% shooter from the line, so that is rare. You see what Chambers has done in this first half. He has 18 points overall. And it comes to Johnson to Marley. Gilliam will go to the line. There were 4 white-shirted Blazers around him that time. Kersey is called for the personal, is first.
The area in which Portland broke down and was the biggest concern for former coach Mike Schuler was at the defensive end. They seem to have responded to Rick Adelman, and they're doing a much better job, and that was an example when you talk about the 4 white shirts around the basketball.
Gilliam just 1 for 4 from the field tonight. Hits both free throws. He has 4 points. 57-50. A 7-point Portland lead with just under 4 minutes to go first half.
They're looking for Drexler, and now that option has been taken away.
Porter from 3-point territory. 13 points in the first half for Terry Porter as the Blazers have their biggest lead of the night, a 10-point lead. That man has not cooled off a bit either. 60-52. Blazers by 8. Duckworth over West. Wouldn't go. There's a Chambers rebound. Stolen right back by Drexler. You can see that one coming. To Kersey. Kersey lost it. West interfered with it. But Kevin Duckworth follows. He has 10 points. The lead back up to 10.
Well, a good defensive play started by Drexler turned out to be something good for Portland because they had a lot of people reacting to the ball.
Johnson tries to penetrate, has to kick it back outside.
And Chambers wants an opportunity against the smaller Porter.
And he thought he got fouled again, and this time he's right.
You know, it's that elbow foul we just talked about.
Drexler.
This time Clyde gets it. Portland, looking at the clock with 2:48 to go, now will put a decision on Rick Adelman whether he can afford to keep his best player out on the floor or he has to come out of the game.
As we've told you, only 3 guards dressed tonight for Portland. Drexler, Porter, and Steppe. And Steppe and Drexler each have picked up 3 fouls in this first half. That could become a big factor late in the game. Chambers missing his first free throw effort.
Drexler will get a lot of his fouls because he's got very quick hands and will try to react with his hands and sometimes gets himself in trouble. At one time, the free throw line was the Achilles heel of Tom Chambers, but he's worked real hard. He ends up getting 1 of 2.
He's a 75% free throw shooter on the year, and he's 3 out of 4 from the line tonight. 21 points for Chambers, 62-53 Portland. 2.5 minutes to go first half.
Now they got the mismatch if they can get Duckworth the ball against Kevin Johnson. They can.
Drexler from deep. He has 12. 64-53, an 11-point lead, the biggest lead of the night for the Blazers.
And if you're the Phoenix Suns, you got to have someone attack Drexler who's got 3, possibly can get the 4th. Gilliam inside.
Bowie is going to be called for goaltending that time. He has 3 blocks in the game, but that time the ball, in the judgment of the officials, was on its way down.
We get another quick look at it. Sam Bowie said, no, I got that one on the way up. Porter for 3.
He has hit 2 of those in this quarter. And Terry Porter with 16 points in the game. That's his season average. It's a 12-point lead for the Blazers with 1:56 to go in the half. Johnson to Chambers. Chambers says, let's see if I can hit one of those. That one wouldn't go for him. Drexler comes away with a rebound. Blazers can open up a 14-point lead. Chambers trying for the steal. Knocks it out of bounds. Get a 20-second timeout here taken by Portland with 1:41 remaining in this first half. And the Blazers playing what must be one of their better games in a long time, Steve.
Well, they have played well, but they haven't scored it. They got great scoring against Miami. Now they're coming home, and they feel that they can continue that.
Coming up at halftime, the Prudential Halftime Report. Craig Sager will be in our Atlanta studios with all the scores and highlights from around the league. And tonight's special feature, the history of a 6th man in the NBA. That's all on our Prudential Halftime Report with Craig Sager. Portland still shooting extremely well, 62% from the field in this first half.
Well, you know, the bad thing about coaching is it's a lot like buying a car. And if you don't like the pitch that the guy's giving you, you go to another dealership. And for the Trailblazers, they just did not hear the pitch of Mike Schuler, and they did not respond. They have responded really very nicely in terms of effort for Rick Adelman. Today it's turning into a nice offensive game.
Well, Adrian Branch is going to be sort of the fourth guard for Portland tonight, as Drexler sits down and Branch and Porter will now be the backcourt for the Blazers.
Well, Branch is one of those point-a-minute guys. When he gets it going, he's had some great offensive games for Portland as a starter. Replacing Drexler, he struggled, perhaps because he tried too hard.
Duckworth will go to the line. Mark West committing his second.
Whenever he can get in the one-on-one position, Duckworth is still a great offensive player and quite a load for anybody to handle. Mark West can attest to that. West is a very strong player, but couldn't keep Duckworth from getting that low post position.
Duckworth 5 out of 7 from the field. Now he's hit his first free throw effort. He has 11 points in the game. A lot of balance in this scoring of the Blazers in the first half. Duckworth hits another one. He's got 12. Clyde Drexler has 12. Terry Porter has 16. Tom Chambers has been a firing machine for the Phoenix Suns here in the second quarter. 15 points in the quarter, 23 in the game for Chambers.
And without that, they would be out of this ball game. Porter's got a mismatch and should try to get to the basket against Tom Chambers.
Jerome Kersey on the three-point line. It would have been 2 if it had gone. Gilliam pulls away the rebound. Off to Kevin Johnson with a minute to go in the first half. Johnson over Porter. Wouldn't go for him. He can't get it going tonight from outside. Recovery to Kersey. Kersey goes up. Wouldn't go for him. Rebound is battled for. Duckworth had it. That wouldn't go. They battle for it again, and Jerome Kersey finally puts it home for his 10th point. 71-57. There's a steal by Porter. Johnson's going to foul him. No, he's not either. Branch missed the shot. Portland still with the ball.
And that's a great effort by Terry Porter to make the play. That got him a chance to run, but Branch couldn't control the easy chance.
For 3. That one wouldn't go for Porter.
Those are the ones you want to cash after you make that big effort, because that's the kind that can really break a team psychologically. Gilliam free at the hoop.
And Armand Gilliam has scored 8 points all in this quarter, but it's still a 12-point Portland lead. Only 3 seconds remaining. Porter will launch another one from three-point land. It will not count if it goes. Plenty of offense in this first half, as the teams head for the locker rooms with Rick Adelman's Portland Trailblazers leading the Phoenix Suns of Cotton Fitzsimmons 71-59.
The San Antonio Spurs lose again, extending their club record. And just how important is the 6th man? We'll tell you at halftime. Stay tuned.
Kick ball. No foul. So a fresh 24 seconds on the clock as Chambers gets it into Johnson. Hornacek with Kersey right on him.
Now, Mark West is not a guy that's going to do a lot of damage at the defensive end, but they gave him a chance to work.
Blazers on the run. Porter finishing the break, and he'll go to the line. Terry Porter with 20 points. Just 8 away from his season high, and we're in the very early minutes of quarter number 3.
If you want to control Portland in a break, the guy that you want to control the most, as we see it at the beginning, is the guy with the basketball, Drexler, because he makes the passes where players seem to have a chance to finish. Porter gets a 3-point play.
Porter has all 5 points in this quarter and 21 in the game now. Tom Chambers, 25 points. But Phoenix still down by 13.
He never went in the locker room. He's still been out here shooting. Duckworth wanted to call, but Portland gets it back.
Phoenix has used a lot of different starting lineup combinations this year. So even though Eddie Johnson is not here tonight, they've played a lot of games where they've used different combinations. Boy, Terry Porter is about as hot as you can be. He has all 7 of Portland's points in this quarter. He has 23 in the game. He's 9 of 13 from the field. And there's the Phoenix answer. Tom Chambers. 27 points, but still a 13-point Portland lead.
You know, they need one of those fire breaks for somebody right now as they come in to Drexler.
Kersey had a wide open lane. He has 12. The lead back up to 15. Chambers going through the lane, got fouled.
Call that one on Terry Porter. Drexler had come from the rear to make a clean steal. Tyrone Corbett in the ball game.
Kevin Johnson sitting down. Kevin not having one of his better games tonight after a tremendous performance against the Lakers, even though Phoenix lost that game. 30 points and a club record 21 assists.
I like Cotton's system because he takes a guy out of the game, but he doesn't talk. He does his system. Go sit down there next to Paul. He's got some words for you.
Paul Westphal, the assistant, who will someday inherit the head coaching job. Hornacek couldn't get it to go. Gilliam tried to stuff it home and wouldn't go for him either. Porter off to Kersey, down to Duckworth. His baseline shot over West won't go. There's Drexler with a beautiful rebound and follow. Drexler has 14. And it's now a 17-point lead for the Blazers.
The rebound was sensational, and the fact that he could control it and get it in without coming down shows you his great athletic ability. Corbett from the outside.
Tyrone Corbett now with 6 points, a 15-point Portland lead. Drexler back outside to Porter. He tries another one from three-point range. Wouldn't go. Chambers clears for the Suns. He needs some help back there. He'll dribble it himself, get it across the line. Gets it back. He's wide open for the shot, but it wouldn't go for him. Another Drexler rebound. Off to Kersey. Kersey dishes to Porter along the baseline. He lost the ball. He was looking for a foul to be called. There was no whistle, but Portland will retain possession. Kevin Johnson's checked right back into the game for Phoenix now as Corbin sits down.
You'll see Porter gets the ball down and gets Tom Chambers off his feet. He's thinking foul and trying to get his hands up in the air. Lost control of the ball, and they give it back to Portland.
And it comes to Drexler. He'll try one from out three-point range. Wouldn't go for him. Ball belongs to Phoenix.
Now, if you're Portland, because you're getting those easy perimeter chances, you don't want to dine on those. You want to try to move the ball and move some people and continue to build on your lead.
Gilliam runs into Kevin Duckworth, and Duckworth will be called for his third. So Duckworth now with 3. Phoenix inbounds it from the far sideline. Gilliam will toss it in for the Suns. In it comes to Kevin Johnson. Chambers kicks it back out to Hornacek. His shot wouldn't go. West follows. Mark West with 4 points. Both baskets score the same way. It's 82-69. 13-point lead.
He only does that with the left hand. It's amazing, but he has extraordinary explosiveness from that side of his body.
Porter fires it over to Kersey. Again, a wide open lane for Jerome Kersey. Both of his baskets in this quarter have come that way. He has 14. It's a 15-point Portland lead. Less than 8 minutes to go now, third quarter.
Well, that was a great example of Kersey's mentality. He likes to drive first. A good play between Chambers and Kevin Johnson, and Chambers continues to smoke.
He's 13 of 20 from the field, 29 points. Jerome Kersey answers with his 16th point, a 15-point lead. Johnson left uncovered, but he can't get that jumper to fall tonight. Gilliam got fouled. Caldwell Jones called for his first. 4th team foul, and Armand Gilliam will be at the line for the Suns. He had 8 points in the first half, 2 of 2 from the line.
Now, Cotton Fitzsimmons is not so concerned about the offense. He's got plenty of points. He's now trying to figure out how to shut the other team down. Comes back with Tyrone Corbett, which makes him a smaller team. And in this situation, Tom Chambers will go in the middle.
Gilliam now at 9, 86-72. And Gilliam, who started slowly, now has scored 10 points. And it's a 13-point lead for the Blazers with 7.5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Porter gets to the front court against Johnson.
They act like they want to have some trap. And you see the penetration. Duckworth tried to drive it home with 2 hands and picks up the foul. But Percy's first thought whenever he catches a ball is to attack the rack. And you'll see right here after he gets the ball, he's coming inside. But this time he leaves it for Duckworth, and they pick up the personal foul on Armand Gilliam.
That is the first on Gilliam. Duckworth, who had 12 in the first half. At the line, he's 2 of 2. Now he's 3 of 3 from the free throw line.
Well, Gilliam, he messed up big time because Cotton is personally talking to him.
Neely is checked back in, replacing Gilliam. 14 points for Duckworth, a 15-point lead again for the Blazers. Just over 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Hornacek going through the lane. And he'll go to the free throw line. Kersey called for his third.
Well, payback comes in a lot of ways, and when you're a guard and you play against a physical player like Jerome Kersey and you get him out on the floor, it's a chance to make a little gravy if you attack him. And Hornacek did that off the dribble, picked up the foul, but as well as he shot the ball from the outside, he has not been able to cash from the line.
He has not. He's only 1 of 3, now 2 of 4 from the line. He's an 83% free throw shooter on the year, so he is well below par thus far in the game. A timeout has been called. 7:08 remaining, third quarter. Portland up by 14. And we're back at Portland. The Blazers up by 14, 7:08 remaining third quarter. Elsewhere in the NBA, as we look at tonight's Wendy's NBA scoreboard, the Celtics won big over Charlotte in Charlotte. Dallas had to come from behind to defeat Miami. Miami began to play a little bit better. Cleveland, a 16-point victory over Detroit in the game you saw earlier tonight on PBS. The other final we have for you, Chicago beat San Antonio as the problems continue for Larry Brown's Spurs. And games in progress, Philadelphia 13 up on the Clippers in the third. And Indiana has turned that game around. They're 3 up on Seattle now in the fourth quarter. Play resuming. Porter gives it to Drexler.
Looking for Drexler. That's a tough catch for him.
Wasn't able to cash in. Chambers the rebound. Corbin on the other end. Caldwell Jones trying for the block. Instead is called for the foul. He can't believe it. Neither can Rick Adelman.
Corbin is a player that attacks, and when he's out on the floor, particularly at the offensive end, he usually makes something happen. Caldwell Jones said that was a meeting at the summit.
Tyrone Corbin, in his 4th year in the league, out of DePaul, now has 7 points. 88-75. Phoenix down by 13. Phoenix down by 12. 88-76 with 6:40 remaining in quarter number 3.
Well, Phoenix initially shows some sort of trap. They lose Kevin Johnson on a pick, but now they can't get the ball inside.
And the turnover is picked off by Johnson in the backcourt. He got fouled back there by Drexler, and that's 4 now on Clyde Drexler.
Drexler very active tonight and all over the floor, but that time he took an unnecessary gamble by trying to come from the other side of the court and make a save. Picked up a shot with the body, and that's going to put the Phoenix Suns on the line in a penalty situation.
You saw Richard Anderson check back into the lineup. He was a big spark off the bench for Portland in the first half with 13 points. He replaces Caldwell Jones. Kevin Johnson at the line for Phoenix. Phoenix having a tough night of it at the line.
And I guess when your guys that are shooting 80% and better can't get it done, you can't expect the big guys to do it. Johnson misses them both.
He has just not been able to get warmed up tonight. He's 3 out of 6 from the free throw line now. Still 88-76, a 12-point lead for the Blazers. Porter over to Duckworth. Duckworth will take the short jumper and hit. Kevin Duckworth with 16. A A 14-point lead for the Blazers. Kevin Johnson using his speed to get through the lane, score the basket, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Portland did a good job of reacting to everything else and making the Phoenix Suns make that extra pass, but with Kevin Johnson, you've got to get to him before he puts the ball on the floor. They didn't. He was able to slice in, and now he has a chance for the three-point play. So Phoenix has been able to play even in this period, even though they haven't had any control in the game.
First foul of the night called against Richard Anderson. Kevin Johnson now 4 of 7 from the line. He has 14 points on the night. And Phoenix trying to get back in this one, down by 11 now, with just under 6 minutes remaining in the third. Drexler will go to the line. Ed Neely called for his first.
Well, they've been trying to get this guy in the game. Some way, somehow, they've been trying to get him involved. A couple of conversations. It hasn't done it yet, but he's a player that certainly can help bring them back. They've taken out their hottest offensive player in Tom Chambers.
Armand Gilliam started very slowly tonight. He now has 10 points in the ball game. Didn't score until the second quarter, about midway through the second quarter. Drexler now 4 of 4 from the line. He has 16 points in the game. It's a 13-point lead. With Chambers out of there, we'll see if anybody else can get a hot hand for Phoenix.
Well, with 3 more assists, Drexler will have his third straight triple-double. He's got 16 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists right now, along with 4 steals.
Checking into the Phoenix lineup, here comes Mark West, replacing Neely. Corner over to Anderson. He loops it down to Duckworth. Duckworth works against West. Couldn't get it to fall. Phoenix doing a better job on the boards in this third quarter than they did in the first half.
He's always done a good job tonight, and that's Kevin Johnson. Does a get the rebound, pushes it back the other way, and Armand Gilliam with a strong drive down the other end.
Gilliam now with 12. It's an 11-point game. Porter to Kersey. Kersey with 8 in the quarter, 18 in the game, makes it a 13-point Blazer lead. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the third. Johnson works against Porter, kicks it back out to Gilliam. Gilliam muscles it up against Anderson. It came up short. The ball off the floor and a loose ball whistle by Jack Madden. The foul's going to be called against Kevin Duckworth. That is 4 on Duckworth. So now Rick Adelman has to be a little bit concerned about the foul situation. He's got Duckworth with 4. He's got Drexler with 4.
Well, at the center position, he's got a little bit more insurance. Bowie's going to come in the ball game, and if Bowie gets in trouble, they can come back to Steve Johnson. In the case of Drexler, that's not quite the depth that you'd like. So now they would have to come back with Steffi or Adrian Brandt.
Gilliam now has 13. It's a 12-point Blazer lead. And it's down to 11 points now. 4:45 left, third quarter. There's your score. Porter goes coast to coast. Count the basket. He'll go back to the free throw line. He is having a fine night offensively. Hornacek commits his 4th.
Well, the key to Porter's night tonight is being aggressive at the offensive end. And when he's had chances, he has just made something happen for himself and his team, and that time, good control. He gets a 3-point play to push Portland's lead back to 14.
Porter now at 26 points to go along with his 8 assists. He's just 2 away from his season high of 28. Kevin Johnson buzzes through there for 2 more. He's beginning to warm up a little bit now. He has 16, but it's still a 12-point Portland lead. Blazers led by 12 at the half, so they've played in even terms in this third quarter. Kersey's shot a little short. Portland shooting off just a little bit the last couple of minutes, giving Phoenix a chance to close the gap here a bit. Anderson was the man on the spot, but he's going to be called for traveling. Dan Marley Marley checks in for Phoenix, replacing Jeff Hornacek. Hornacek in some foul trouble now at 4. Marley, the rookie out of Central Michigan. He has the ball at the moment. Into Gilliam. Gilliam puts it up over Bowie for 2 more. Gilliam now with 16. And it's a 10-point Portland lead.
And in a game like this, you're going to get those changes very quickly. So you got to make sure that you do the things that you were successful in. And Portland didn't get the lead by shooting the ball over the top. They got it by moving the ball, getting people cutting to the basket, some good aggressive defensive pressure. So you can't believe that it's going to come that easy and just revert to the first opportunity.
And a real break for the Blazers that time after a horrible shot by Drexler. It bounces off a Phoenix man out of bounds. The Blazers will get it back. 97-87. Blazers leading it by 10. Porter has some room to operate in there, but I'm not sure he could decide what he wanted to do that time, whether he wanted to shoot the ball or pass the ball.
Well, he looked like he had that first opportunity and realized that Bowie was going to come to him, and he thought he was going to be able to leave it for him, and he didn't get it done. Back
out to Porter. 3.5 minutes to go in the third. Kersey's moved toward the hoop. West tried to block it. He'll be called for the goaltend. Jerome Kersey with 20. And the lead back up to 12. 3.5 minutes remain in the third. Kevin Johnson got past Porter and kicked the ball out of bounds.
Now, Porter made one of those saves from the rear that you usually don't get, and that ball bounced off Johnson's feet. But again, Johnson had him beat off the dribble.
Drexler works against the rookie Marley. Down to Bowie. West's on him. Bowie over West. Wouldn't go. Gilliam the rebound for Phoenix. They can get it back to a 10-point game if they can score on this trip. Kevin Johnson puts it up over Bowie. Tipped out by Anderson to Porter. Kersey along the baseline. Comes up short. West pulls it away over to Johnson. Here's the Phoenix 4-on-2 break. Corbin trying to finish. Marley follows. Won't go for him either. Rebound off the floor. Kept alive and pulled away by Porter. To Drexler. Alley-oops it to Bowie. He got it underneath. Kersey almost stepped out of bounds. Drexler puts it off the glass, and it goes for Glide the Glide. 18 for Drexler, and the lead back up to 14 points.
That's
Fast and furious pace here right now. Corbin with 10 in the game now. Portland by 12.
Kevin Johnson right off the dribble, bang right at the basket for Corbin. So they're going to get a 20-second timeout. That'll give you a chance to catch your breath.
It's 101-89. Portland leading it by 12. That's been the margin for the Blazers since halftime. They built up a 12-point lead at the half, 71-59. Phoenix has gotten it down at 10 and had it up as high as 15. Well, now it's been changed from a 20-second timeout to a full timeout, so we'll take a timeout with 2:13 remaining in the third. There's your score. Jersey. Johnson at the line. He has 18 points in the ball game, 10 assists in the game.
Well, this is what you're used to in terms of baseball. We get a player that's called up from the minor leagues. He's only going to be in for a short period of time. We'll see how Wheeler does as he pushes it up to 4 for Portland.
That's right. The player reports in the 5th inning and pinch hits in the 7th. A turnover. The fans here at Portland looking for the foul call. Didn't get it. Kevin Johnson got the basket. He'll go to the line. As Phoenix making a little run here. They're only down 103-95. And Kevin Johnson, fouled by Adrian Branch, who commits his first, has sparked a Phoenix comeback here in the third.
Well, they trapped Drexler, and what happened in that sandwich was the ball went off Drexler's leg. It popped right up, and the first rule of defense is to stop the ball, and with a player like Kevin Johnson, he's going right to the hoop. If you don't, another chance for a three-point play.
And he converts. 103-96, a 7-point lead now for the Blazers. They were up by as many as 15. Phoenix making this comeback on the road. Branch couldn't get it to go, and the Suns have a little momentum going now. A 3-on-1 break. Corbin puts it home. Tyrone Corbin with 12 in the game, and all of a sudden the Portland lead has been cut to 5. You see the time remaining in the third.
And that is the thing about the Suns. They are going to continue to come at you. You've got to be able to score. Anderson from outside.
His first points of the quarter. He's 6 of 6 from the field now. Has 15 points in the game. Phoenix will play for a final shot here in the third. Cotton Fitzsimmons saying before the game he knew this team was going to be better than even he thought because of the way they played on the road early in the year. And they're showing it again here tonight.
A loose ball foul on the rebound, and those are the kinds of mistakes that drive coaches to the wall. You got a situation where the ball comes up and you got the other team at 94 feet away. You don't want to give them a free opportunity. That's what Sam Bowie's going to get from the line.
Bowie with 6 points in the game tonight. He's 2 of 4 from the free throw line. He's been averaging 12 points a game since coming back after that long, arduous battle with leg injuries, requiring surgery on both legs. And that's it. Quarter number 3 has come to an end. Phoenix has made a little run. We've got a ball game. Portland 106, Phoenix 98 with 1 quarter remaining.
Both teams getting a chance to go to the line. The Suns have now done a better job rebounding, but the turnovers are still in favor of the Trailblazers, and Portland has to try to stay with that concept of attacking defensively, getting themselves into an open court, and not playing over the top. The Suns, of course, are the team that is trying to challenge, and they will do it with Kevin Johnson, who created a lot of things in that period to get him back. He had 14 in the period. He's got 23 on the night.
There you see what the Blazers have done when they've been in this situation. 22-2 and leading a ball game going into the fourth. They lead it here as we begin the fourth. Drexler, Porter, Bowie, Kersey, and Anderson on the court for the Blazers.
Trying to get Sam Bowie an opportunity. 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Porter going through the lane. The basket wouldn't fall, but he will get a chance from the free throw line.
Yeah, that was Porter doing all that talking. He was begging that ball, please get in there, but it didn't. Corbin with the foul. They picked up the foul on Kevin Johnson. That's his second.
The 106 points scored by Portland in the first 3 quarters, their best 3-quarter performance of the year. And Terry Porter, if he hits this free throw, will match his season high. He had 26 points through the first 3 quarters. And he has now matched his season high with 28. The lead back up to 10, 108-98 in the opening minute of the fourth.
Now Portland is going to kind of a trap situation, and they use Sam Bowie to trigger it.
Gilliam muscles his way into the lane, got it over to Corbin, and Corbin's shot off the glass goes for him. Tyrone Corbin with 14. It's an 8-point game. Drexler buried that jumper. He's got 22. 110-100. Kevin Johnson through the lane for 2 more. Johnson, who started slowly, putting on quite a show here in the second half. He now has 25 points.
That's what coaches always tell their players. There's 2 halves to the game, and you got to be able to shut them down. Drexler again.
He is getting hot from outside. 24 for Drexler as Portland gets the lead back up to 10. Johnson banks one in from long range. He now has 27. It's back to an 8-point game. He is in his last 4 field goal efforts.
Drexler feels it, and he wants it against Dan Marley, but he misses that chance.
And Phoenix controlling the boards. They can pull back to within 6 points if they score this trip. Underneath it goes. Nice pass from Chambers to Gilliam, and a block shot by Sam Bowie. That's 4 blocks for Bowie. Through the lane. Kersey for 2, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. And there is the former coach of the Portland Trailblazers, Mike Schuler, a spectator here at the Coliseum tonight.
One time you would like to be on the inside and get the thoughts of the person that's sitting in that position. Schuler, of course, is trying to figure out how the wheels fell off for him, showing a lot of courage to show up tonight when the Trailblazers come back home.
Kersey could not convert the 3-point play. He's got 22 points on the night. It's a 10-point game. Phoenix trying to continue to close that gap.
But we talked about controlling the Phoenix Suns, and if you cannot do a job against Kevin Johnson, you're going to have a tough time. Tom Chambers.
And watch out if he gets hot again. He had a hot hand in the first half. He now has 31 points in the ballgame. Phoenix back to within 8. Porter kicks it back out to Kersey. That jumper off the mark. Chambers another big rebound. Kevin Johnson quickly the other way for Phoenix. Lost control of the ball and kicked off a Blazer player. Came back to Porter. Porter to Anderson. Anderson had to change his shot a little bit. Good defense play there by Chambers, who was the only man back.
Well, some play above and some play below the rim and some dream. Drexler.
And some score like that man, Clyde Drexler. Sam Bowie being tended to. He must have got an elbow to the upper lip. 116-106, a 10-point lead by the Portland Trailblazers. Marley driving through the lane. Basket wouldn't go, but Marley will go to the line. Caldwell Jones called for his third. Here comes Hornacek back in.
If we were in the corporate world, this would be called management of your people, and Cotton has done a pretty good job trying to find a combination that would work, and they've found some people that have contributed. Corbett, who didn't start in a big way at the offensive end, has got going in the second half. They got Gilliam involved. Hornacek started very quickly, so Cotton has moved some people around, and they're still in this game.
Well, I remember early in the year, Cotton Fitzsimmons saying that he was going to have to do that all year with his personnel. He didn't have a starting 5 and 3 or 4 key players off the bench. He's got to use a lot of people and use them in different combinations to be effective, and it certainly has been effective this year.
Well, you know, at the start of the year, that sounded like some of that coaches talk that we always hear, and you knew that the team wasn't going to be very good, but obviously he had a better read on the people than any of us imagined.
And he uses a lot of different combinations of folks out there, and he's had to really juggle tonight with the unavailability of Eddie Johnson, who's missing another game because of a bruised left calf. Eddie Johnson is expected back shortly, however.
The normal shot clock, which is above, is out, so they've got the ones down on the floor. So at 10 seconds. Near steal by Marley. Finally picks it up. Drexler gets it back.
Corbin called for his third.
Cotton is telling him, come on, Todd. There was just 4 seconds on the shot clock. He said, I couldn't know that, Coach. I was trying to get the ball. You see the ball bounce off Kersey. Marley finally controlled, and that's the wonder of Drexler. He's got great hand, gets it. Anderson with the mismatch. Can't get it done.
Rebound controlled by Portland. Out to Porter. Porter going through the lane. Caldwell Jones got hammered.
Now that's the same kind of lick you heard in that Tyson-Bruno matchup. I mean, meat was coming together on that exchange, but all Portland gets out of it is a team foul, the 4th against them, a new 24.
Third personal called against Marley. Just over 8 minutes remaining, an 8-point Portland lead. Kersey. Kersey having a good night. 24 points. 118-108. The lead back up to 10. Marley had it tipped away. And the ball comes right back into the hands of Richard Anderson. Phoenix getting a little sloppy now offensively. Drexler short on that attempt. Chambers has the rebound.
Well, Drexler really wanted that when he had made the play possible down at the other end and felt that that could really break it psychologically for the Suns. There's Kevin Johnson.
And Kevin Johnson with 29 points in the game. It's an 8-point lead again for the Trailblazers. He has hit his last 6 shots from the field. Porter going toward the basket. And that's a season high for Terry Porter. He has 30 points. His career high in the NBA is 40. Chambers got fouled. Drexler said, no, I didn't do it. My hands are behind my back.
That is the one guy they don't want to get into that double jeopardy, and he has got his 5th. They've got to make a move and at least give him a little relief in this ball game with 7:04 left.
So Drexler, who needs just 1 assist tonight for his 3rd straight triple-double game, has just picked up his 5th foul. And a timeout's been called with 7:04 remaining. Well, they're not passing the ball. They're not doing a bad job shooting it tonight, Steve.
Now, they have both had outstanding games. Kevin Johnson and Terry Porter, 3 and 4 in that assist parade.
Kevin Johnson, 29 points and 10 assists. Terry Porter, a season-high 30 points and 9 assists. With Drexler picking up that 5th foul, Brooks Steppe has checked back in. The Portland lineup.
The last time a CBA graduate stepped in, the Trailblazers broke down and the Suns were able to make a run. So Portland can ill afford to see that happen right here with as much time left on the clock, a 9-point contest.
Chambers with 32 points in the game. He slowed down, though, the second half. After a torrid first half, he had 23 of his points in the first half. He scored 10 here now in the second half. 7 minutes to go. It's an 8-point game.
Fortunately for Portland, the coach took him out. Anderson on another drive. Said he stepped out of bounds.
So Phoenix can get back to within 6 now. They've got Kevin Johnson, Tom Chambers, Armand Gilliam, Jeff Hornacek, and Tyrone Corbin, the 5 who started the game on the court. Working against Porter is Johnson. Dishing off to Corbin. Couldn't get the baseline jumper to fall. Gilliam kept it alive, but Anderson pulls it away to Steppe. Inside the 3-point circle, Terry Porter has it for 2 more. 32 points for Terry Porter. And that lead back up to 10. That was a 4-point swing there. Phoenix failing to cash in on their end, and Porter hitting that shot.
That's one of those cushions, but again, they've come back with Tom Chambers to keep him in the game. He's got 6 in the period.
35 on the night. He's 15 of 23 from the field, Chambers is. Now, once again, Phoenix can get to within 6. 122-114. Closing in on the 6-minute mark in this final quarter. Gilliam works against Jones. I think he traveled. He did. Well, there's 2 opportunities, Steve, that Phoenix has had to get that lead down to 6, and twice they have failed to do so. And we'll see if Portland can build the lead back to 10. 16 turnovers now for Phoenix in the game.
They give Hornacek a chance to deal with Porter, who has been sizzling from the field. They want a screen situation. Corbett almost makes a steal.
Ball will still belong to Portland. They'll have only 6 and make it 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And it comes to Porter. Kersey not getting that one to fall, and once again the Phoenix Suns can get that Portland lead down to 6 points if they can score on this trip. Their 3rd chance to do it. A near steal by Porter off the leg of Chambers, out of bounds, and once again Phoenix couldn't do it. Portland gets it back. They can build the lead to 10. Steppe hits the J. Brooks Steppe with 4 points, and it's a 10-point Blazer lead.
You know, when you're coming uphill, there's that psychological point where you've got to make that breakthrough. They have been in that 6-8-point range for a while now, the Phoenix Suns, and emotionally you get in a state where you just don't think you're going to make it, and that extra effort that you need to get over the hill sometimes does not come. They isolate Tom Chambers. He squeezes in against the defense of Richard Anderson, and now has a chance for the 3-point play.
124-116. Chambers tonight, 37 points. 5 out of 6 from the line. And Chambers now with 38, just 2 away from his season high.
9 in the period, so a quiet 3rd period for Chambers, but he's alive and well now.
Kersey going through the lane, and he'll go to the line. The whistles coming a little more frequently in the second half than they did in the first.
Well, the whistles are good for the Suns because that stops the clock, gives them that little bit extra time to reset and gather themselves. For the Trailblazers, they'd like to see this thing running with some scores.
We've got a timeout, 4:57 remaining in the game. Portland up by 7.
Pressing on the inbound. Gets it to Jay Humphries. He's going to the basket. Pumping. Yes! The Bucks win!
Danny may have to take a long one. Dennis will. Hits it! Dennis Johnson hits a 3!
Reed hit fake.
turns, fires, shot, blocked. Rambis with a shot, no good. Rebound, Rambis up and in with a tap. It's good. Hornets win.
NBA action. It's fantastic.
Porter has been very aggressive at the offensive end in a solo situation, challenges Kevin Johnson and the defense of the Phoenix Suns and spins his way into another pretty play.
And a season-high 32 points for Terry Porter to go along with his 10 assists. We resume here with Jerome Kersey at the line. He's only made one trip to the line tonight, and he missed that time. But he makes that one. Kersey now with 25. The lead back up to 8. Missing that second one, and once again, Phoenix will have a chance to cut that lead down to 6 points. Johnson working against Porter. Both point guards have sparkled tonight. Another Phoenix turnover. Porter comes up with it off to Kersey. Kersey now has 27. That lead builds back to 10. That is 4 times in this quarter that Phoenix has had a chance to nibble into that lead down to 6 points, and they failed to do so.
But the good thing for the Sun is that they're still in the ball game with time in their favor. Caldwell Jones makes one of those slaps at the ball and gets stuck with a call, and that will put the Phoenix Suns back at the line with Kevin Johnson.
Still plenty of time left for anything to happen in this game. 4:23 the time remaining. Phoenix has not beaten the Portland Trail Blazers in this building since April 9th, 1983.
Well, that's a correction on my part. That was just a 4th team foul, so they get no free throws. They double up. Toss the ball out of bounds off Chris Steppe. Well, that's not as bad as that streak that the Kings have down at the Forum against the Lakers. 1974, they haven't won in there. 35 times.
Oof. 17 times in a row, Portland has beaten Phoenix in this building. Chambers couldn't get it to go. Hustling for that rebound and putting it back home, Tyrone Corbin. He has had a good second half. He's got 16 points. He's had some big rebounds. It's an 8-point game again.
Corbin is a competitor, a slasher. He makes a lot of things happen. They're looking to Duckworth.
Duckworth traveled. Well, here we go again. Phoenix once again with a chance to pull it back to a 6-point margin.
Drexler return.
And he'll be playing with 5 personals. He's in for Steppe. So Drexler will have to be careful. Kevin Johnson.
Now, if you're the Suns, you got to work through Jeff Hornacek because you know opportunities are going to be available, and that's what they do.
It is now a 6-point game. Hornacek with 14. The biggest lead of the night for Portland was 17 points, and Phoenix has really battled in the second half to cut into that lead. It's down to 6 now. Kersey runs into West. Basket good. West drew the foul. Mark West called for his 3rd. Kersey, another player tonight, closing in on a season high.
Well, you know, in Kersey's case, I guess you could call him pinball. You never really know where the ball is going, when it leaves his hand, and somehow it finds its way into the hole. He gets the 3-point play, and again, Portland has that breathing room of 9.
He's got 20 in the half, 30 in the game, just 3 away from his season high. A 9-point lead. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Kevin Johnson. And the shot blocked by Caldwell Jones. Loose ball picked up by Terry Porter. Blazers on the run. Porter over to Duckworth. Out to Drexler. Works against Hornacek. Nice move by Clyde. Wouldn't go. Chambers had it. Lost it. Got it back. And with under 3 minutes remaining now, it comes underneath to Chambers, who blew the layup. Corbin couldn't get the follow shot to go. And the Blazers on the run. Drexler along the baseline. 28 for Clyde. Timeout for Phoenix. Phoenix pulled within 6. Portland now leads by 11. High for Terry Porter of Portland. Kersey just 3 away from a season high. Chambers is 2 away from a season high. Portland up by 11. There's the time left.
Now, since you've done all that, what's your season high?
3,000 miles. Hornacek with 16. It's a 9-point game. Porter works against Johnson as we close in on the 2-minute mark. Kersey collides with West along the baseline, and they're going to call the foul on Jerome. That's his fourth. Well, that gives Phoenix a chance once again to cut into this lead. They're down by 9.
The thing with Phoenix is you know that they can score, so you've got to force them to shoot the ball over the top.
Fans here in Portland thought Johnson may have traveled there. Chambers will go to the free throw line. Caldwell Jones now with 5 personals. Clyde Drexler with 5 personals. If Chambers hits both of these free throws, he will have matched his season high of 40 points. At the line tonight, he is 6 out of 7. Chambers needs one more to match his season high, his career high in the NBA, 46.
But probably no player is more misunderstood than Tom Chambers. The reputation is that he is selfish and one-dimensional, but Chambers really wants to win and win in a big way as a Phoenix Sun.
He has matched his season high with 40. It's a 7-point Portland lead. You see the time remaining.
Now what Portland has to do in the final 140 is continue to attack. They got the penalty situation. They want to try to get to the basket if they can.
Porter dribbling off a lot of time on that shot clock. Drexler going toward the basket. West the rebound. Off to Hornacek. Hornacek pops from 15 feet and hits that jumper. He has 18. It's a 5-point game. Over it comes to Drexler. Duckworth was fouled by Mark West, who now has picked up his 4th.
Now everyone in the building is breathing a sigh of relief, but you know, whenever you have big guys on the free throw line, you're not always sure you're going to cash. So Cotton is saying, well, we got a 50% chance here. We might be able to get the ball back and only be down by 6.
Duckworth with 16 points tonight. He's 4 of 4 from the free throw line, a 74% shooter on the year. Hits it. That gets the lead back up to 6 points. And it's up to 7. Duckworth perfect from the line. Has 18 in the game. 134-127. Closing in on a 1-minute mark in the ball game. Kevin Johnson, nice move toward the basket on the second-year player out of California. Johnson has 31. It's a 5-point game with a minute to go. Kersey finds Duckworth, and he'll go back to the line.
That's the value of having a guy on the box who can pass the ball, because as soon as that double team tried to get to Drexler, the ball was back out. The defense didn't have a chance to react, and with a good pass inside to Duckworth, he's back at the line.
Duckworth, who made 2 big free throws a moment ago, a chance for 2 more here. And these are big free throws he's making. You start missing free throws down the stretch here, that's what gives the opponent a chance to get back in the game.
Well, Duckworth's philosophy is there's no way you can't get 20 points in an NBA game if you're out there long enough. He just got 20.
And he's perfect from the line. 8 out of 8. 51 seconds remaining. 136-129. Portland leads it. Right now, let's go back to our Atlanta studios and Craig Sager.
Well, thank you, Pete. Sunday, the New York Knicks extended their club record winning streak at home to 21. Tonight, it was matched by the Cleveland Cavs, who increased their lead over the second-place Detroit Pistons to 5 games. It was the first half of our doubleheader. The 2 top teams in the NBA. Craig Elo on the break to Hot Rod Williams to the 3-on-1 slam. And obviously, Lenny Wilkins happy with his team. Mark Price underneath the Williams again. He put it up and in. Cleveland also outscored Detroit from the free throw line 34-17. Dallas and Miami went into overtime. Rolando Blackman scored the last 7 points of the game for Dallas, including the 3-point play with 3 seconds to play. Boston went to Charlotte. No match right there. Reggie Lewis had 28 points. Kevin McHale 21. San Antonio could not stop Chicago. Michael Jordan 24 points. The Spurs have now lost a club record 12 games in a row. Indiana went on the road for only the second time this year, defeating Seattle. Philadelphia on the road against the Clippers. The Clippers have now lost 10 in a row. Watch Charles Smith. As Charles Barkley comes in, Smith says, I'm getting out of here. Barkley dominated. Meanwhile, Hersey Hawkins also a good game. Hawkins had 32 points. That's a career high. And the Clippers have now lost 10 in a row. And a reminder, we're looking for the best fan in the NBA, the Hall of Fans contest for the second year in a row. All you have to do is contact your local cable operator or write to this address you see on the screen right now. The contest will close March 15th. Valuable prizes, of course, and also a chance to be inducted into our Hall of Fans. Now, for the finish of Game 2, let's go back to Pete Van Weeren and Steve Jones.
Thank you, Craig. 51 seconds. Another sellout crowd as always here in Portland. 136-129, the timeout situation. Portland has 3 of them left. Phoenix has 1 full timeout plus a 20-second timeout left.
Well, Portland comes back with Sam Bowie for Duckworth, so that gives them Caldwell Jones and Bowie that can block shots. Kevin Johnson.
Got around Drexler. Worked along the baseline. He'll go to the free throw line. Jerome Kersey now with 5 personals. Kersey has 5, Caldwell Jones has 5, and Clyde Drexler has 5.
Kevin Johnson has great body control off the dribble and got a big imagination, and he was going to take that down over all of the big fellows.
What a night he's having. 31 points, 13 assists, 7 rebounds. Just coming off a game against the Lakers where he had 30 points and a club record 21 assists as Duckworth comes back in, replacing Caldwell Jones. (136-130). Portland by 6. 43 seconds remaining. And a miss from the line by Kevin Johnson. Duckworth pulls it away.
And you know they're going to try to come back with some sort of pressure, and what you want to try to do is move the ball ahead and down to the basket. You don't necessarily want to take the first shot that's available unless it's a layup.
The missed shot by Porter, pulled away by Kevin Johnson, who's done a good job on the boards tonight as well. Dishing off to Chambers, off the glass, wouldn't go. A whistle, goaltending call. Give the 2 to Chambers.
Goaltend. Now you see Cotton Fitzsimmons is over there giving his team the foul signal. So as soon as the ball comes in, they want a foul.
It's a 4-point game, a season high 42 points for Tom Chambers. Kersey got fouled in the backcourt. 16 seconds remaining. Gorman picked up the foul.
I guess what we should ask Marty Aronoff, our statistician, did Drexler get the triple-double or not? Did he get that 1 missing assist?
He's still stuck on 9, Marty tells us. At the line, Jerome Kersey. 136-132.
Well, if he were to get that one, he might be the first player to have 3 in a row in the NBA this year. He's got 16 seconds left. Don't they have some sort of communication where you can run out and tell somebody, hey, you need 1 more?
I know some players that during a timeout will edge over to the scorer's table to ask how many they need. We won't name names. 1 of 2 from the line for Kersey. He has 31 points in the game. It's a 5-point Portland lead. Kevin Johnson. But Corbin couldn't get it to fall.
The goaltending.
Yep, they're going to call goaltending again.
Now, Cotton Fitzsimmons again is signaling for a foul.
It's a 3-point game. 9 seconds remaining. And they very quickly fouled Terry Porter. Kevin Johnson able to stop the clock with only 1 second ticking away. Oh, they called it on Corbin, not on Johnson.
Now they're playing that combination. Hope you'll miss one at the free throw line and they can come back and either get 2 or 3. You'll see Kevin Johnson with a good penetration, and the ball is up and Bowie gets it. He thought he had a good block. They say it was on the way down.
Corbin is fouled out. Dan Marley will check in. And at the line, Terry Porter, who has played a big game tonight. 32 points, 12 assists. Perfect from the free throw line, 6 out of 6.
For Portland, they want at least 1 to make it a 4-point situation. Bowie's going to come out of the ball game. Brooks Steffi replaces him.
So Bowie will sit down. He has scored 7 points tonight, blocked 4 shots. And Porter hits them both. 34 for Porter, a 5-point game. You see the time remaining. Marley puts it up over Porter, won't go for him. Rebound Portland, and the win goes to the Portland Trailblazers. A hard-fought battle between the Trailblazers of Portland and the Phoenix Suns. And the win goes to Portland, the second win in 6 tries for Rick Adelman since taking over as head coach. Our final score, 139 to 134.
Some things in this world just can't be explained. The Energy Wave from Converse. Cons give you the power of the wave.